In the latest episode of my series Learning from History's Most Influential People, I chose to pull from a tech giant who has shaped the last few decades just about as much as anybody else. It feels like a good place to start while we all try to figure out how to adapt to this super connected world we're now living in. It's so easy to lose momentum or get lost chasing the wrong things.
And I sense that most people encounter this at some point or another. I feel like daily stresses can really wear on you. Well, I recently came across this idea that Bill Gates calls a Think Week. It's actually something that he's been doing for decades now, and I'm pretty sure I stumbled upon this idea from the mini Netflix series that recently came out on him. Let me first say that I have huge respect for Bill Gates. You can say what you want about him. I'm pretty sure you could criticize just about anybody out there, but come on. I mean, he has changed the world on more than one occasion through his work and his philanthropic endeavors. And I find his thirst for knowledge and his drive to make an impact on the world very inspiring. Anyway, twice a year, he locks himself away in a cabin in a secret location somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. And for an entire week, he just thinks and reads voraciously. I don't know if you're picking up on my enthusiasm right now, but I think this is amazing. I think the underlying idea here is that you're escaping from the frenetic, chaotic energy of daily life and focusing completely and intensely on something that re-energizes you. This is not a vacation. So after kind of thinking about it for a little bit, I thought to myself, you know, Bill's concept is really pretty amazing. I should try it. Is it weird for me to refer to him by just his first name? For Bill Gates, let's say, that thing that re-energizes him is books. He's known to take tons of books with him wherever he goes. How great would it be to have an entire week for thinking, for getting clarity? Why don't I go for it? I mean, I've never done anything like it before. Maybe it'll make me a billionaire too. No, but seriously, a huge focus of this channel and this whole project I've been doing online over the last year and a half has been about my search for clarity of thought and clarity of mind. And this sounded perfect. So I decided to rent a cabin in a secret location somewhere in the Pacific Northwest and recreate a Bill Gates Think Week. Okay, I am super excited about this. Finally unplugging. God, it was so difficult. It was so challenging to just stop with everything. I have since deleted pretty much every messaging app on my phone, including Gmail, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Skype. There's just so many. There's too many. This is cool. It's raining a bunch right now, but snow is in the forecast. Let me paint a picture for you. This cabin is on 4 acres of land, has absolutely no Wi-Fi, and snow was coming. Okay, you are barely going to be able to see me. Here, let me add some light. There we go. I finally got here. I'm in a winter wonderland. The drive was gorgeous. I feel cocooned by the forest. Check this out. Wow, check it out. There's the cabin. Oh, wow. Okay, I just dragged all my stuff up in a sled. It's not that much. And my God, this is a beautiful little cabin. It's so hygge. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a Danish word. To mean cozy and, well, there's a lot of meaning to that word. But anyway, this is just beautiful. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for these next few days. There are some important differences to keep in mind here. He's a billionaire, I am not. So he would allegedly arrive in a helicopter and have a caretaker bring him meals twice a day. I'm not quite at that level. I've never even been in a helicopter. The very moment I decided to actually go for it and block off a week to do this, I felt so excited to not be worrying about the same things I'm always worrying about for a little while, you know? I decided to adapt things a little bit to myself to give myself the best odds of having a positive experience. So while I did bring a book, I am a very slow reader, so I brought like a dozen audiobooks, as well as materials to paint, to write, and some online courses that I downloaded on my phone before leaving. These are some of my very favorite things in life, and they make life worth living, in my opinion. And it really goes to show you how backwards our priorities can get sometimes, because I find that I often don't have enough time to get to these things. I was on the fence on if I should film anything at all, because that's something that I do in my day-to-day life for work and to make a living. But I did end up deciding that it would be really great to document things and have something to look back on. Beyond the minimal effort documentation that I did during this week, this was really about creating, I guess, a personal retreat, if you will.
Okay, I look like shit right now. But I just slept for more than 11 hours. I cannot believe that. I almost never sleep that amount of time. But I think the fact that I didn't set an alarm and just let myself sleep, essentially, there's so much quiet here. I'm so ready for a creative day. Let's do this thing. Look what is outside. This is unreal. Wow. Gorgeous. I mean, seriously, it looks like I'm in a movie or something. In every direction, by the way. I mean, no matter which way I look, it is all white. Here is where I will be working today. I am one lucky guy. Wow. Oh, I'm so excited. Wow.
Wow, this is deep. Oh my goodness. Oh, holy smokes. This is crazy. Wow, it is so beautiful right now. This is where I came from last night, and this is where I'm staying right now. Doing this and all this time that I have on my hands right now has kind of made me think about the fact that, you know, there's a very real cost every single time you reach for your phone and respond to a text or respond to an email or, you know, watch the latest news or try to keep up with what's going on. There's a very real cost to that every single time it happens. And the insidious part is that it seems invisible. Each little time that that happens doesn't have a huge impact in and of itself, but all added up, it's a life that's distracted and constantly being interrupted. And I get frustrated with myself because I fall into that trap and find that I can sometimes set up this environment for myself that doesn't allow me to stay focused. Like, I'm getting caught up in all the fast-paced changes that are going on around me, and I don't want to do that all the time. It's exhausting. And that's what I mean by a very real cost, is that it adds up and it sort of degrades your quality of life in a way, you know? So anyway, just thinking about that and absorbing what's around me right now and shivering my ass off. All right, just a little update. I spent the last 3 hours, almost, more like 2 hours, 45 minutes writing. The time flew by. I was just super focused, and every time I think I was maybe considering reaching over to my phone and, I don't know, unlocking it and checking what's up, I realized that that's completely pointless. There's nothing waiting for me. So I just got this impulse in the last few minutes to get up and leave and go do something else, run, get out of here. I think I'm used to distracting myself. I think I'm not so used to staying focused on one task and just putting all of my concentration into one thing at a time. And I think there's something a little bit scary and uncomfortable about committing myself to just one thing for an extended period of time. I feel like I can be such a complicated mess of emotions as it is. I think there is something a little bit scary to me about going to a place by myself and not letting in other noise that can distract me from my own thoughts and what's going on in my head. It's interesting that my first reaction is that I'm a little bit uncomfortable with the things I might discover if I just take the time to listen to what's going on internally and explore. That's the weird thing, right? That we don't know ourselves. Sounds paradoxical. It sounds like it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. How can you not know yourself? But really, how much do you know about yourself? Being out there really put some things into perspective for me. And I felt that in giving myself some time to rest and to slow down, I was able to feel so much more grateful for all the amazing things happening in my life right now. I've decided I need a little break from writing. I could use some air, so I'm gonna take a walk in the snow and just think. I'll take my camera, I might take a couple of photos here and there. I don't get this opportunity to walk around in a snowy forest that often. I've gotta say, I am finding this experiment, this whole project, this experience, whatever this is, to be delightful. One of the things that has jumped out to me has been my ability to focus for a long period of time. I've been sitting down and writing for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, and that's not typical for me. I don't usually work that way. It's actually reminding me of a winter break I had in particular when I was like 13. I kind of accidentally stumbled upon the concept of flow, where I spent the entire winter break at my dining room table with my computer, and I tried to write a book, and I got 105 pages in. They're really crappy, so the book didn't get anywhere, but it was amazing to just sit down and I would just write for like, I don't know, 6 or 8 hours at a time and lose track of time. This is reminding me of that a little bit, because every time I have the impulse to like reach over to my phone or whatever, there's really nothing I can do. So at best, what I'll do is maybe take a little break and walk around outside, which is wonderful. The fresh air and the visuals and everything are stimulating for me. But that aside, there's not really, I don't have that many options. Like, it's either keep writing or, you know, maybe do something else creative. It's been cool. I mean, this makes me think a little bit, oh, it's kind of snow falling. This really makes me think about one of the things that I talked about right at the end of last year, which was that I wanted to focus on environment, among a couple other things, to really give myself a better chance of succeeding, you know, and living the kind of life that I want to live. And I feel like this is a really clear example. It's like, this is the ideal environment for me to do the creative work that I want to be doing. I can wake up late, I can sleep in, you know, I can futz around, and I can still have an incredibly productive day. A day that's maybe more productive than an ordinary day that I live in the city, simply because there's just nothing to pull me away from what I want to be doing. And that's like unbeatable.
Personally, I think this is a way better way to spend a week than going on vacation somewhere. I find that it doesn't take my body very long to recover. It's more so about getting my mind off of things and focusing on this kinds of stuff that recharges me on a creative and emotional level, you know? I did notice a bit of a compounding effect where with each day that passed, I was able to dig deeper into the work that I was doing and just focus more on it. It takes a while to actually unplug. And I completely understand the fear of falling behind with work by taking an entire week to do something like this. But if you think about it, if work always takes priority, how free are you really? And I also want to add that I find that taking breaks actually results in me becoming more productive long term. It's very counterintuitive, but it's just so important to break away from stuff sometimes.
Since I am not a huge reader, I've been listening to audiobooks and painting for the last actually like 4 hours. This is the original photo that I took, and I'm in the process now of recreating it. I'm in the very beginning still, so you would not, it's not ready to be shown to the world, but having a lot of fun, and I'm listening to audiobooks at the same time. Malcolm Gladwell is incredible, and yeah. So it is the end of the week. I really enjoyed this week. I feel like it took me a full day or two to start to slow down and unplug and focus on the creative work that I wanted to do. This is a really cool way to reset. I don't know, refocus in many ways on the really important stuff, the stuff that like refuels me. I'm looking forward to tackling the stuff that I was working on before and just diving back into my work, which is exactly the result, the goal I was going for. Just kidding, gotta take my phone with me.
I came back just so much more excited about life, and I'm realizing that that's priceless. Like, that's not something you can buy with money. All right, I'll see you soon.